Good afternoon. I am Mr. Wilkins. I am the OnRamps instructor here at Deer Park. And I wanted to take a few minutes to explain how the online system will work for your student, just so you will be aware of what it looks like. So I have a student's Deer Park course here. And one of the things that's different about this course versus other courses is that there is a Deer Park canvas, and then there is a college level canvas. So UT has a canvas as well. On the high school end, I will always try to have the assignment that we're doing for the day. So here you can see our day-to-day assignments. Some of these are just pages on how to correctly do the stuff that we're doing through OnRamps, so they're just tips and advice. Some of these are how they're being scored, so this is the scoring for the reading assignments that we'll talk about in a second. But if we have a daily assignment that is going to be through the OnRamps course, because of copyright law, I have to just post a link to it. They can turn this into me through Deer Park's canvas, but they have to access it through the OnRamps canvas, which looks like this. Okay? So whenever they are in the canvas on the Deer Park end, they can access the assignments in the UT side. For the things that are going to be due, the things that I'm going to have due on the Deer Park canvas are daily grades and things that we're going to primarily complete in class. For example, the algebra review is what we did Monday. We did it in class. They didn't have their iPads yet, so starting tomorrow, we'll do a trig review. It'll be completed in class. They'll turn it into the daily class just so I can get a daily grade and make sure that they are participating. So again, the high school course will primarily be used for daily grades. Other grades are going to come from the OnRamps canvas. So this is what the OnRamps canvas is going to look like for your student. If your student has more than one OnRamps course, it may look slightly different. They may have another course or two here. The orientation is a OnRamps course that just shows them what OnRamps is about and what it looks like, how not to cheat, all that kind of stuff. And it is going to be due for me on August 28th. So they technically have a very late due date, the 29th. I'm having it due August 28th just so we can get it out of the way, and then we don't have to worry about it. That way they're not scrambling on 29th trying to get it done. So August 28th, I'm going to ask them to have this completed. On the other side of this, we have 4 courses that OnRamps has for physics. So I'm going to explain why. If you look here, there is one that says lab, and there's one that says mechanics, heat, and sound. So one has a lab. This is the way colleges typically break up the science courses. If you've ever seen science courses at the college level, they usually have a 3-hour lecture and a 1-hour lab. So the one that is called lab is where they're going to turn in the assignments that count towards the 1-hour credit. And the other one, the one that doesn't have the lab in front of it, is where they're going to turn in the assignments that count toward the 3-hour college class. The high school course, let's see if we can make this so where you can see it. Whoops. When they do this when you look at this, you can't really see it here, but if you click on it, it will say Lab Mechanics, Heat, and Sound, UT College, and the other one says Lab Mechanics, Heat, and Sound, High School. So this is one of those things that's a little bit of an added complication because Deer Park already has a Canvas course. UT designed this to be for schools that didn't already have a Canvas course. So we have a little bit of a duplication here that we'll have to work around. Essentially, all they'll have to do with this high school course, this is where they will access the OnRamps material. So, for example, tomorrow we're going to do the trig review. So your kid is going to come in here and click trig review. I have the link to the assignment. So it will bring them to this page, and they will scroll down and find the trig review. It will say trig review right there. They can download the PDF and bring it over into Notability just like they do in all their other classes. This one we're going to complete in class, and they'll just turn it in at the end of the day to show that they did the work. In addition to these types of assignments, which are daily grades on the high school end, there are other assignments that are going to be for the grade on the college end. So one of the things that's a daily grade on the college end will be the Quest homeworks, and they will have access to those from here. If you look right here, it says after class you're to do the Quest homeworks. They will log in using their UTE ID that they did to get into OnRamps, and they will have access to the homeworks. The homeworks have a start date and a due date, and they should always have approximately 2 weeks to complete these homework assignments. The homework assignments can be downloaded into PDF form. If they click up at the top, they can download it into PDF form that they can bring over to Notability to show work. And then they have to input the problems in here. So we can see that Jack already got these 3 right, okay? They are due, basically once you complete this, it will save it for you. And as you complete it, it saves your progress as you go. So this is the Quest homeworks. These are going to be part of their major grade component on the high school end because they are 20% of their college grade. So I will count them for half a test grade. They get points off if they miss the question, but they get 7 attempts per question, except for multiple choice questions. So this one has 6 answer choices, so you'd get 5 attempts. It's always one less so that they can't just guess the right answer. I have informed them for these Quest homeworks that what I would ask that they do is that if they miss it twice, to pause and come ask me or ask another friend before they submit anything else. The final one that we're going to look at right now is perusal. So this is where they would find perusal. Again, it's all right here in the same place. So we're going to be this is Unit 1. So anything that we're doing in Unit 1, they can access from here. And they will click here, and they should be able to get to the perusal assignment. In the perusal assignment, they have the opportunity to read and make comments, and their grade is based off of their readings and comments. So if we go back over here real quickly, as your student is reading through the perusal assignments, this is how it gets graded. You get 50 points, you get 50 points for commenting, and you get the students earn full credit by having 2 comments, and then there is a full credit for a good comment, half credit for a medium comment, a third credit for a low comment. They have a little AI tool that measures the comments. I'll take a look at them. Like if we had a disagreement, if it says they got a medium comment and I look at it and say it's a high comment, I'll be happy to change it. But I don't think it'll be necessary because as we add up these percentages, you get 50 for doing the comments, 15 for opening the assignments, 25 for reading to the end, 30% for being actively engaged. The active engagement means they have to spend 20 minutes in the reading, getting responses to their comments and upvoting other people. They get points for all of those. And if you read 50 plus 15 plus 25 is 90, plus 30 is 120, plus another 30 is 150, plus 25 is 175, I think. Sorry, my math skills went out on me there. I lost count. But the point is that there's well over 100% that they could get. So let's say they just made one comment and they upvoted somebody, that might get them to the 100 mark. The goal here is to ensure that they're actively engaged with the reading as they're going through it. Some students I know like notes, and so if they like notes, I will always have a note page presented for them where I try to sum up the formulas for the unit and have that available in a more concise document. Okay? And then I think that covers all of the major stuff. There is one more that we will get to tomorrow, and that's going to be the learning catalytics. That will be an entirely in-class activity. So there is not really any reason for them to be using that at home. The exception might be if they missed like a week and a half or 2 weeks or something, we may have them do an assignment at home. But for the most part, that will be an in-class activity. All right, so I hope this helps explain kind of what's going on. I should also mention, for a final thing, we're not going to get to it until week 3, maybe even week 4, but there is going to be a lab per unit. So each one of these will also have a lab portion that they will have to complete. And the lab portion that they're going to have to complete will include a lab that they conduct in class. And then they're going to have a post-lab, which will be basically a lab write-up and a quiz about what they did in the lab. And that will be done through the lab portion of the course. Okay? I know that this is a lot of stuff. It's overwhelming. There's 5 things here. And there's also the Deer Park canvas that we have to contend with. And so I am giving the students a lot of grace here in the first 3 weeks with trying to get the assignments into the correct spot, making sure they're in the right place at the right time. And so I just want you as the parent to know that that is my goal. I'm not trying to come down hard here at the beginning. I'm trying to be very graceful and allow for mistakes, because there's a lot of room to be confused and a lot of room for error. But I feel like once we get to like the 3-week mark and we've done all these things a few different times, it will settle in and become normal. But it's a lot at the beginning. And so I'm trying my best to make sure that we're treating all the students with patience and kindness to hopefully get everything started smoothly. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I'll be happy to give you a response. I just want to point out, limited on what I am capable of changing because of the fact that I have limitations coming from both Deer Park and UT. But hopefully this was helpful, and go Deer.